Good morning, November the 2nd, UGG TV Daily News. Boy, do I have some news. First of all, if you're watching your IRA or your 401k today, you can see it going down. We have later on here in just a while, we're going to have about another 50 or 75 basis points added to our interest rate, which already added to inflation and everything else is just going to make it a little bit more painful, like Powell said he was going to cause. So there was going to be pain. Well, we're feeling the pain, that's for sure. Hey, listen, you guys ever heard of Egon von Gretz? Okay, so Egon von Gretz stores gold for clients at the biggest private gold vault in the world, and it's buried deep within the Swiss Alps. And EVG is a financial, professional metals expert, just like us. And he is a former Swiss banker as well and an expert in risk. So he has come out and he sent this article to all of us, and he says that the risk in the global markets right now has never been this high. Never. N-E-V-E-R. Never been this high. And he explains it. Here's how he explains it. He says credit has now increased dramatically through derivatives. Now, remember, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. That's what took the market down in 2008. And he says all instruments being issued now by the banks, like pension funds, stock funds, he says it's all synthetic. What does synthetic mean? Fake. Fake. In other words, it can just dissolve. It can liquidate. It can just evaporate. So he says it's all synthetic. And there's no real underlying payments issued. He says there's no underlying payments in anything almost. He said, therefore, my estimate for derivatives would be at least, remember we talked about this, 2 quadrillion. And he goes on, he says, and I think that is probably conservative, meaning on the softer side. Then we have debt on top of debt of 300 trillion. And we also have a couple hundred trillions of unfunded liabilities. So we're talking about 2.5 quadrillion, and that's with the global GDP of $80 trillion. So quadrillion, 2.5, and with the global GDP of 80 trillion. This is nuts. So there's a disaster waiting to happen. And especially because all the created money has created no value whatsoever. And he says, I always knew this would collapse, and it's taken longer than I expected. But I think we're now at the major era. And these derivatives at some point in the coming few years will actually turn into debt. Wow. And central banks will have to cover all the outstanding liabilities of the commercial banks, as we are seeing now in Credit Suisse, the Bank of England, and so on. And this is going to happen across the board, whether it's called derivatives or called debt. As far as I'm concerned, it's the same thing, and it will have the same effect on the world financial system, which will be disastrous, of course. And EVG says that the derivative markets were simply a way for financial institutions to carry debt and not show it on their balance sheet. So in the end, everything will balance out. And EVG goes on to say nobody can repay the debt, and they can't even pay the interest on the debt. So therefore, when the debt implodes, so will the assets that were financed by this debt. I think we just talked about that yesterday. Bankrupt. Everything's going to bankrupt. Our global economy, not just the U.S. economy, but our global economy is bankrupting right in front of our eyes, and people aren't even paying attention, I don't think, except for guys like me, you, and UGG and all these guys.
They're stuck on watching Biden his ice cream.
Yeah. Man, he made so many gaffes yesterday. I couldn't believe it. He the things that he said and does.
You should show a Biden gaffe every day.
I know. We made.
Oh, that'd be so amazing. Yeah.
Oh my
They're
God.
great.
I feel. I'll be honest with you guys. I feel sorry for the old man. I mean, he doesn't listen. I do. You know why?
He knows what he's doing.
No, listen. He does not. And I'll tell you. Let me tell you. My uncle had the same thing that Biden is going through right now. Eventually, it takes you out.
Then he shouldn't be running the country.
Exactly.
Well, it's not him that's running it. It's the puppet masters that are behind him. Is what I believe.
His wife should not have him out there.
Oh, I agree.
He should not
Remember,
be
he
doing
remarried.
that.
He remarried, and
a long time ago.
Yeah. No, I listen. My uncle went through this, and I just remember it was really sad. I remember the times when he'd get angry and go after you with a knife or a fork. Oh yeah. Oh, really? I was watching Biden and one of his tyrants yesterday where he started talking. He was at this university, and he was telling them he was it's sad. It's really sad. Sure. So at times, I don't even know. I mean, I saw a picture with, I think it was fake, but they were showing where he was getting IVs in his hands, but it sure looked fake to me. Listen, I want to get away from Biden. I want to get away from Biden. So therefore, when the debt implodes, so will the assets that were financed by the debt. So both sides of the balance sheet have to come down, whether it comes down by 50%, 75%, or 90%. He says, I don't know. He says, all I think about is risk. And the financial system will not survive in its present form. Central banks only use one kind of, listen to the word he uses, medicine. He says they only use one kind of medicine, and that is what? More printed money. So the central bank's medicine is just printing more money. And now you're getting negative returns on printed money. So that is not going to save anything.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous. I mean, and so he says, sadly, we're looking at a situation when this system will start to implode. The rich are still rich, but the poor are really poor. Overall, in the UK, Germany, and most European countries, people don't even have enough money to live right now. And he says this is a human disaster already, with food costs going up 25%. And energy going up the same, and gasoline, interest rates, and rents. People don't have enough money, and that is happening right now, he said. And you may just stumbled across this. May be happening to you even. So it's a human disaster of mega proportions, and it's so sad, and governments will have no chance of doing anything about it. And in the end, EBG says, this is why it's getting closer for implosion, because the whole system can't take this. And the risk is increasingly, exponentially, so I think people should be prepared. And remember, this is what we tell you guys. We tell you all the time, look, we're just giving you a way out, showing you how to get your house in order. As far as us being insurance guys or annuity guys or financial advice, we're none of that stuff. We're just guys that are giving you the facts. We have a tool like the feds have. They have their tools. We have our tools that can help you to protect yourself and get yourself into a more of a financial freedom, and that is gold and silver, precious metals, because it's the only thing that you can fall back on when everything else goes to hell. And that's exactly what Von Gretz is talking about. And so he says when the whole system can't take this, the risk is increasingly exponentially. So I think people should be prepared. And most asset markets have lost money, and it's going to get worse. This is why guys like us get into precious metals. We don't get into it to get rich quick. That's not what this is about. It's a way for you to protect yourself. It's a defensive measure to protect yourself for when things do go down.
The exact scenario he just spoke about is the reason why you do it.
Exactly. So when you have, so we're not, and we're not even the guys that do the IRAs. We have a company that we're affiliated with, that we partnered with, that does the actual IRA part, because we don't want that licensing part of it. We just want to be the ones that provide you the tools that you need so that you can have yourself financial freedom, just like us. Andy, you want to say something?
Yeah. I mean, the flood is coming. It's on.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the way. It's time to build your ark. Everybody needs to build your ark right now and ride out the storm that's coming. So you have to protect yourself, build your ark, get the things you need, protect the people, have ideas so you'll know how to respond when you have challenges that come up. Have gold and silver. That's a way to hold on to your assets. When the storm comes down, that gold and silver is still going to be valuable, right? It's still going to be here,
Andy,
like it has been for 5,000 years.
Andy, I have gold coin. I'll have to show it to y'all tomorrow, because it's locked up right now. But I have a gold coin. I'm not going to tell you how much it's worth, but it's worth a lot. And it's a gold Indian head.
Oh, yeah.
And it dates all the way back into the 1800s.
I know what you mean.
And, it's value. And this is why we actually get into precious metals. Like I said, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. We get into precious metals because we can always exchange it for more value later on. And if I got downright, let's just face it, if we go off the grid, let's say that Russia shoots one of those rockets. Speaking of rockets, guess who else is shooting rockets? Korea and South Korea.
Boom.
Boom. We'll talk about that here in a second. But think about it. Rocket. Trump had him right. But remember, Rocket Man ain't so stupid. He went to frickin' universities.
Switzerland.
Yeah, one of the good schools.
A lot of these leaders are
Daddy sent Rocket Man to school to learn how to shoot rockets.
brilliant men. They're like really smart men. They're really highly educated, highly
That's so
conscious
funny.
men.
Why does the communist go to school in the capitalist West? Right, obviously because they want to have there's some power they're looking for. They feel like that will help them manipulate and control people, control the masses.
Well, think about this. So I know I got off track there for a minute. So if a rocket was to take out rockets were to take out our satellite,
or an EMP bomb, you don't even need a rocket.
we don't even know. It could be anything, and it takes us out. Our grid, we don't have no electricity. We're going to have something to depend upon, right? And if your cash has been devalued, right, because they're moving us into this digital currency, well, then we have to abide by whatever that digital currency has given us, right? That's whatever our value is. But when it really comes down to it, that's why you want to have precious metals in your account. Okay, I got something I want to show y'all. This is going on right now. And North Korea launches missiles directly toward South Korea. All right, now watch this. I've got a video here. This is this morning from NBC News. Check this out. Those don't look like no toys to me. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. That was breaking news this morning. NBC is reporting that Seoul, South Korea, and North Korea fired more than 20 ballistic missiles on Wednesday, which is a record, sending residents of South Korea Island to underground shelters as the rivals engaged in a series of launches around the 10th Sea border. This is what they're talking about. I mean, Andy, Rob, anything could happen.
Definitely, it's just very, very dangerous.
This is huge. I mean,
heightened under Biden, we've seen the whole Russia-Ukraine war start. Most people think China within a year will be attempting to do the same to Taiwan, attempt to invade Taiwan. You have North Korea saber rattling and threatening, because they know, you have a dementia-ridden puppet. They know he's weak. Even if Obama is behind him or whoever the people are behind him, they know this is instability in the world. This is instability to the whole world, and this is going to reflect in your economics all over the world. This is only going to add to economic instability too. When you have war, that's one of the most disruptive, destabilizing forces you could ever have.
Think about if you were over there in South Korea, and all of a sudden planes are just bursting everywhere. Rob, turn on that thing. Turn on the light. Our lights just went dead everywhere. Yeah. It's bursting in there. No, I don't want. Oh, oh, crazy, Rob. Okay, there we go. That's better. Thank you. Teach him how to run the light. Anyway.
How come it's separate from the office?
Yeah. Yeah, we're in a big space here. We got about 4,000 square feet, so it's big, and nobody's in here yet. So in LA today, we're having a rainy day here today. It's purple. I don't like that light.
You look younger. You look 20 years younger.
Yeah, right. Anyway, and so let's get away from that for a moment, because on that side of the continent, on that side of the globe, right here in the United States right now, we talked about it briefly, we have 75 basis points looking like it's going to hit. But, and people are talking about, and we were talking about it even, that the Feds look like they might start to pivot after this. But now it's interesting because Clarida, Ferguson, these are all vice chairs of the Fed. They're all now anticipating rate hikes actually starting in 2023 and see upside risk to inflation. So like we said before, inflation's not going anywhere. But now instead of saying inflation, I'm going to start saying recession right on top of it, because those two are checkmate. When you put those two together, we're checkmate. You think about it. Inflation's going up. I'll give you an idea. I'm going to show you guys something here in a minute, and I want you to tell me, Rob, you know about it. Andy, you probably don't know about it, but Andy, I want you to look at the screen, All right, you see that beautiful mansion, that spread? You've got pools, you got everything out there. You see that spread? All right, that's in Pennsylvania. Now, that place cost to build it. It cost $35 million to build it. How much do you think it just sold for? Take a guess.
When was it built?
Well, the place was actually built. It's brand new. It cost $35 million to create it, right? So, but what do you think that elaborate mansion actually has sold for?
25?
Not even close. Take another guess. Not even close.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what Rob and I have been talking about when we said, Rob, you want to tell them how much it sold for?
Yeah, that property sold for $9 million.
$35 million to build.
$35 million to build it, and it actually sold for $9.25 million.
The real estate market is really starting to collapse with everything else.
This is what
that really hits home because we know how many people, how their assets are, so much of it is tied up in their home, in their property, and that is just devastating.
Right? This is what we were talking about. This is what Rob and I were talking about. Your property values are going down. So, you know, if you're a rich person, it's the best time to pick it up with the cash, right? And that's exactly what this rich man did, right?
Yeah.
He had $9.25 million because you can't finance that kind of money. You realize what it would cost you to finance that? It'd be insane.
Outrageous.
Yeah, there's a condo for the giggles and shits of it. I was looking at it. It's across from where I live, and it's 4,000 square feet, and they want $7.4 million for it, right? And if you financed it and you put like $2 million down, your payments were like unbelievable, $38,000 a month. Crazy. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. The real estate, yeah, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. You know, speaking of things getting worse, the stock market, again, is down today. Rockwell International, their stock is like 300, 200, whatever it is per share. But anyway, their automation scores, they had their earnings showing it was doing really great. But guess what? Its stock is falling. Why do you think so? Have any idea?
What, future predictions?
No, supplies. Even us right now, silver is getting crazy. We're being told by the mints that we're like 4 to 6 weeks out. Normally we have it because we stock it in our vaults. But a lot of people are not able to get silver right now. So Rockwell Automation stock was tumbling today after the industrial automation giant reported fine earnings to finish off its fiscal year, but offered lower than expected guidance. And that was because sales were strong, but manufacturing companies just can't shake off their supply chain problems.
Well, you know, Rockwell, they're known for aerospace, military defense, electronics. And what does a lot of that require? Silver, right?
A lot of it. Listen, they're talking about their suppliers that supply them for the goods, like, right? Yeah. So they reported their fiscal fourth quarter adjusted per sharing earnings of $3.04 from $2.13 billion in sales. Wall Street was looking for earnings per share of $2.97 from $2.11 billion in sales. Big difference. So this is what's happening. So this is what we're talking about when you have your IRAs, these big accounts and everything. You may have a really good stock, but that company, if it can't get supplies, earnings may look good, but you're done. Your stock is going down. That's why, you know, I tell you, I'm not a financial advisor, but common sense tells you, right?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Hey, I have something funny I want to share with you guys that came out yesterday. Twitter, listen to this. Twitter actually flags a White House tweet that was crediting Biden for increase in Social Security payments that was caused by inflation. Do you know about this? Oh yeah. Listen to this. This was Karl Rove. I'm going to share this with you right now. Watch this. This is on Fox. This is credited by Fox. Well, we got to watch a commercial. I didn't have it queued. All of them are trash. Hopefully we don't have to watch another commercial. Here we go. Watch this. "71% say the economy is on the wrong track right now."
That is a very.
That came from the Wall Street Journal poll. Gold is up. Silver is up. Dow is down right now. Look at this Gallup poll. I tell you, I see a red sea coming. I see a red sea coming. And we've been needing this red sea for a while. Look at this. Look at this, you guys. 236, 199. This is the forecast.
Prediction.
This is the GOP control. Yeah.
Is he predicting the Senate also?
We're looking like we could, I'm voting. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this right here. It's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. So both parties, like you said, hold pathways to the Senate, but it's looking like we're the Republicans. We're going to control the House. Man, we need to control that. We need control in the House and the Senate.
I think we'll get both. I think we'll get.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, I pray every night.
Because you have to remember,
we do.
you have to remember the polls. Most often, the polls are skewed towards the Democrats.
Yeah.
Because of the people who do the polls, and people often, when they're answering a poll or responding to a poll, they're worried about getting the what kind of feedback what kind of um, consequences they might have from saying, you support a Republican. So is somebody going to show up at your door? What are they going to do? Are you going to get canceled at your job? So people are worried about that in the back of their mind. I never talked to any of those clowns that call. Who knows? They could use the information for something else too.
Right. I mean, the thing that could say, House
Are we
Senate,
on? Go on, yeah. Wow.
and that just
Yeah.
blame them.
Yeah. I think we'll do more like this. We'll let these videos run in the background, and we'll kind of like comment on some of the things that they're saying, because it absolutely falls into everything that our narrative's all about.
Yeah.
Right? But right now,
maybe we should make the clip a little shorter.
yeah, this is the first time, and now they can hear the sound. Now, we figured out is the sound. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't want to end it because it's too good. Karl Rove he speaks the truth.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Does that little thing with the word he puts up.
It looks like he's in Las Vegas. Guess what? We can make ourselves look like we're in Las Vegas too. Soon. The wall's being built. I feel like my wall is being built. Yeah. Catch all them immigrants. Nice. Look at it. It's red all the way today. Down. Everything's down. Yeah. When this was earlier too. The markets are down even more now, and they will be once they announce those basis points. Watch it go. It'll be like this. Wow. Okay. So you get the idea that and we're going to do some more of this once we get better at it. But Biden was basically toting that he, with his leadership, resulted in the largest increase in Social Security payments seen in 10 years. A claim that literally drew a flag on Twitter because the increase was actually caused by a 40-year high inflation. So he thinks that he's like a god, that he's able to just do everything. And this is what's making me upset about this guy, is that he's saying that anything that is happening, it's him. He's not realizing or understanding that he's the one causing all this pain.
Yeah, that's what I call politics 101. Anything that's good that happens in the world and the country is due to me. Anything that's bad that happens in the world and the country is due to my opponent.
Andy, I've always said if you put good in, good comes out. If you put bad in, bad comes out. I've always said that. That's always been a statement that I've said. And the narrative is true. All right. You ready for this one? So Jim Cramer is on his show on CNBC, and he's got his host with him, and he said something that just froze his host. They couldn't say a word. They didn't know what to say. Watch this. Are you ready for this one? Now this was actually yesterday. So Jim Cramer literally was crying out, and he stated that in order for he was talking about how do I explain this? He was saying that propaganda, that they should bring back COVID propaganda, and he was talking about how it literally like unverified post of zero COVID. He was talking about how they should bring all this back, unverified. Like how do I say this? He literally has called for state-run propaganda to spread COVID agenda, is what he said, Andy, leaving his co-host this awkwardly silent, right? And on Tuesday's show, Jim Cramer actually stunned his co-host by endorsing the use of propaganda to spread information about COVID-19.
I mean, this guy is really on a downward slope. I mean, his pathetic crocodile tears to say he's sorry for Facebook. He's been pushing that stock.
Well, listen to this.
And now for this, I mean, oh, nothing went wrong with the state-run propaganda we had. Where has he been? He doesn't pay any attention to the real science, to the real information about what's happening. People are collapsing. People have myocarditis from this. This is
Andy,
a
let me
major
share some
disaster.
with you. The stock market saw a sharp increase this week as rumors circulated on social media that China could ease its COVID restrictions and open its borders by March, and that would be headed by China's chief propagandist. And that's what Mediate reported. And the panel, Cramer and his panel, they also discussed the recent news in China, where visitors were barred from leaving the park until their COVID test results came back after a woman who visited the park tested positive for COVID. Could you imagine being with your children at Disneyland? Ladies and gentlemen, the park is closed. You cannot get out of the park until you are tested for COVID. Wait a minute. We have one here that has COVID. You are not allowed to leave.
Incredible.
It's just, I mean, it's tyrannical to state terrorism on its own people, and for anybody to condone that and preach that is just
well, listen to what he
unconscionable.
said. So Jim Cramer offered an opinion that was so unusual that left his co-host in an awkward silence. And some of the videos that came out of the Shanghai Disney gym where they had to suspend operations to comply with these prevention measures, but literally kept people in the park until they came back with a negative test. Cramer then retorted that he didn't see any problems with China's response, given that they could have had the test results in 24 hours. He says, here's what he said. I had a PCR test with someone at 10. They gave it to me by 5, so I don't think it's wrong. And he said, let's just go back over. I think chief propagandist, I call that person a dissembler, so to speak, but they have a narrative in which basically you can conquer COVID by just being locked down, and this has to change the narrative, is what he said. And he goes on, he says, what's even better is homegrown mRNA. He says, which I'm told they managed to get the intellectual property, stole it, which is good. And I say good because it's better to have mRNA than not, Cramer said, referring to China's response to COVID-19. And he says, let's just say they appropriated it. What do you think if you tell people the way to beat it is no vaccine and now you have a vaccine? So I think what you need is a propagandist, Cramer said, leaving his co-hosts speechless.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus, the guy's really flat.
It seems like
he's just falling apart. He's collapsing to bits.
Propagandist?
Yeah, this guy is really falling apart. He made some really, really bad stock picks.
Okay. So you guys want me to show you a Joe Biden gaffe, right? So I picked this one special because in my family, women have had COVID, and my grandmother died of COVID, who I was very close to, and my mom, I mean not COVID, diabetes. I don't know why I'm saying COVID. COVID. Diabetes. So Joe Biden, look what Sleepy Joe, dementiated Joe, what he says. You ready for this one? Watch this. Eh? Hear what he says at the end. So Joe says that he claims that he spoke to the man who invented insulin.
Who wasn't alive? Who
He
died
wasn't
before he was alive?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That man been gone.
Yeah, that's Biden. Biden, his brain's so scrambled, he doesn't
even know what college he went to, Andy.
His brain is
It's getting to the point. That's why I'm saying this is sad that they're allowing this to continue to go on, right? All right. I got something else I want to share with you, and it has to do with the poppy. This is breaking news that came out from Senator Scott Wiener. Senator Scott Wiener. He's a Democrat there in San Francisco. What an appropriate name.
Any relation to Anthony Weiner?
Yeah, here we go. I don't know. Here we go. Watch this. Oh, wait. I got to redo it. All right, here we go. So it actually looks like that this guy, the puppy, was well known in San Francisco, especially in the gay community. It's looking like, and that's what this Senator Weiner actually, Weiner or Wiener, Weiner. All right. And so back in 2020, Scott Weiner championed legislation to lower the penalties for adults who have sex with willing same-sex minors. This is, and on Friday morning, this drug addict and homeless person, David DePapi, or
how
Pepe,
the fuck is this right?
Yeah, well, he was arrested inside of Pelosi's home in San Francisco, and now this guy, this Scott Weiner, is aware of David Papi from his pro-nudity activism. So, he says he's known Paul Pelosi's alleged attacker, David Papi, for a long time. And he said that I can't even go on. It's some pretty disgusting stuff about children. So I didn't know this guy. This is a senator that's involved in this stuff.
I don't know. I mean, look, Paul
Wow.
Pelosi.
You gotta be careful.
Paul Pelosi is a wonderful human being. He's a pillar of the community. He's an outstanding individual, morally upright, spiritually aware, conscious, a great leader for this country.
There you go. Hey, I just want, I just wanted to share that the Poppy guy looks like he Was he
connected? He's obviously connected if he knows the senator,
Was he?
state senator.
Was
He's
he?
connected to politicians.
So
He obviously.
there's
moved into
rumors.
circles,
There's
moved into circles.
there's
To Popeye, Peppy.
Dr. Pepper.
He obviously moved in circles
Anthony Weiner,
with
Dr.
influential people.
Listen.
He moved in circles with high up politicians.
But yet he was crazy. Why would these politicians run? And here's the other thing.
Is
There's.
it crazy or is that what the media?
Well, I don't know, but there's.
I want to know: was Paul Pelosi on drugs? Was he on?
I don't know. Listen, you don't know what he was. He was asleep. He was asleep in his bed.
Yeah, he was just
Listen,
asleep. Right.
we don't. Here's the thing. Here's the thing we don't.
Fancy.
They're gonna come lock you up. Listen, there's things we don't know. There's rumors that he allegedly has been going in and out of gay bars.
Hey,
Now,
you said it.
Rumors, right? All right. So, we were talking about, Rob, the other day where I see like massive layoffs coming. It's going to look like COVID, but without the COVID, it's going to be it's going to end up being the economy shutting itself down. Well, Wells Fargo now just came out and reported about a couple hours ago that they are now going to start a massive layoff in their mortgage department, because the U.S. loan volumes have collapsed now. So now these people that are in their jobs, they're going to be laid off. So we're going to see more. Look, there's jobs out there. You can become a cashier. You can become a cook. There's plenty of those jobs. You see the signs hanging up all the time. There's plenty of jobs out there. Look, this is all the more reason. I know I share a lot of news that's not just pertaining to finance. I cover some other things. The reason I'm doing that is I just want the word to get out. That's it. And, if you want to talk to us about anything, give us a call at 800-753-8534, 800-753-8534, or 323-380-5485. And I have some fun news now. Well, I don't know if it's fun. You know who Jerry Jones is, the Cowboys owner, right? You've heard of freedom of speech. Now it's freedom of dressing up. So Jerry Jones decides that he's going to become a referee in a Halloween costume. Okay. Well, you would think, okay. And Jerry Jones is a billionaire, right? So Jerry Jones's wallet is going to become a little bit lighter. You know why? Have any idea, Andy? Well, the NFL has decided to fine him for his Halloween costume.
Dressing as a referee?
He cannot dress as a referee.
Why?
The longtime owner of the Dallas Cowboys, he dressed up as a blind referee. Couldn't see.
That's actually very funny. Yeah,
that's kind of funny, actually.
That's very funny. Yeah.
And the costume featured Jones in a striped referee shirt with sunglasses and a walking stick.
That's pretty clever.
And so I think it's funny.
I think it's very clever.
And the photo of Jones in the outfit was posted to his niece's social media account. All right? And he says, oh, yeah, I had the cane and everything, Jones tells Sports Illustrated in reference to his outfit. And he said, I used it on some people, too. Talk about the cane, probably, beating the face on the people, too. And Jones seemed to not take the costume seriously, but coaches and team officials, they are prohibited by the NFL from criticizing referees. I'm not kidding you. And this was a memo that came from 2019 addresses that potential penalties for the following. Listen to this. Yeah, listen to this. Comments regarding the quality of officiating, individual calls or missed calls.
Oh, ridiculous.
The Legion's officiating department, an officiating crew, or an individual game official accusing game officials of acting with bias or any way questioning the integrity of the NFL game officials, posting negative or derogatory, demeaning content pertaining to officiating on social media.
No more memes.
Well, that's pathetic.
Freedom of speech
That
again.
is pathetic.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones with the epic for Halloween costume. A blind referee, Hope, has a sense of humor, and it's possible that the league could view Jones' costume as a violation of certain criteria as it relates to referees. And the NFL now has been nicknamed as the No Fun League. Oh, my God. And that's due to its history of enforcing restrictions, even in cases which may have argued a more loose approach that should have been taken. So Jones' son, who serves as the Cowboys CEO and executive vice president, wants the league to show a sense of humor.
I mean, do you think they would be praising him? It's not like he's going after any particular individual ref, and he's not calling anybody's ref saying this ref sucks, this ref is blind. He's just saying, referees, they do make a lot of mistakes. They do, and that's why they have the play review now, right?
Yeah.
They didn't used to have that when I watched football as a kid, and now they have
Oh,
that.
it's so different.
Now they have the referees make mistakes, and if they have with the video.
And you go back to football and
they can correct them.
Go back to football in the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, ball was different. Everything. It was just like the ball was made different. Uniforms were different.
Yeah.
Now helmets are like bulletproof helmet.
I know. They really had the technology's really improved.
Yeah. Hey, listen to what Stephen Jones. That's his son, right? Jerry Jones' son. He says they have a very difficult job in real time. And he tells the KC Masterpiece Monday, I do think they understand you can have some humor with this stuff. But I can't imagine they don't think there's nothing but respect that comes out of the Cowboy organization in terms of how difficult the job is and what a good job they do as well. Come on, NFL. It was for Halloween, for God's sake. It's not like he's out there destroying referees or anything. NFL. My God. Get off of your, you know what. You're like a witch with a broom riding around, testing your spouse. All right. Here we go. So somebody actually, Chris, that's all I'll say out there. I know you're watching. It seems like you got it right. And I'm going to mention it again. So Arnold Schwarzenegger has a long one. Michael J. Fox has a short one. And Madonna does not use hers. Well, I'll tell you something. Madonna's been using hers in the news lately. I've been watching it. She's been posting her bazookas on all over the place. Oh, yeah, you ought to see it. Oh, yeah, Madonna. Madonna don't even look like Madonna no more.
So much work.
Yeah, a lot. But it doesn't look good to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway, Madonna does not use hers, and Bill Clinton always uses his. Well, we know what Bill Clinton uses. He always uses his. He got caught. But anyway, the Pope never uses his. Well, we know what the Pope don't use too, because there's been a lot of problems in the Catholic religion. We won't talk about that, allegedly. Well, no, they've been busted.
Oh, come on, they've been busted. Yeah.
For like pedophiles, right?
Of course, yeah.
And the priests are like gay, and they go after the gay boys and girls.
Yeah, I mean, it's
anyway,
a huge
that being said, the Pope. So we know that this is all right. That the Pope never uses his. So what is it? Well, did y'all figure that out?
No, I couldn't figure it out. No.
Yeah, I did.
You do. What was it?
Last name.
Yeah, you looked it up. You lie. Look, Andy's like going through the dog door right now. You can see that grin on his face. But yeah, you're right. And Chris, you got it right. Hey, Chris, do me a favor. Give me a call, 323-380-5485. Give me your address. I want to send you a little thank you and appreciation for watching us, because I get a lot of comments from you, and I just want to reward you in a nice way. Maybe give you your own first shiny silver coin, or you may have a whole bag full of them. I don't know. But I want to make sure that you have a nice silver shiny coin, compliments of United Gold Group and from Andy, Robert, and myself. All right? You guys ready for another brain teaser?
All right, what do you got for?
Oh, this is a good one for the teacher. All right, Teach, you ready?
All right.
What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it?
5-letter word becomes shorter.
Yeah, what 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Clients are trying to call in. I see them.
Okay. Okay.
Romeo says it's time to go. He's
Yeah,
up.
Romeo's ready.
You don't get it, do you?
I'm gonna think about it. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Yeah, Andy's going to cheat.
I'm not gonna cheat.
You promise?
5-letter word?
What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Oh, this is a good one. This one stumped you, I think.
I'm gonna think about it. Yeah, but there's gonna be a play on the word short. There's always a play on words.
What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it?
Something if you add the letters, maybe the thing will be shorter, or time, or something.
So
like
what
that.
word would that be?
It could be related to, time. I'll think about it. I think
Let's see who this person is that's calling. Let's just check this out. Let's just see. We've never done this before. Let's see. Let's see who this is. Let's see who this is. So you're on air with us right now. Yes. So what you keep calling? What is it that you want to say?
We can't hear your audio at all for any of the videos that you're showing. People can hear you guys, but none of the audios. Like.
You mean the audios that we just played? You couldn't hear any of them?
No.
Oh well, we're gonna have
Fox News, and that was a long one. And,
Ah.
all we saw is mouth.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, we got to figure it out. We got the mic to it. We'll figure it out. Maybe we got it. Oh, you know why? We got. Wait, you know why? You know why we didn't have this turned up? This is mic 3. Okay, we got it now. I tell you what, let's do a test. Let's just do a test. Hold on. Let me see. We'll do a test real quick and see. Well, this is good for our show. All right, hold on one sec. Let's see here. Let's just. You got you. Oh, you heard you heard the Karl Rove.
I got Karl Rove. That's right. So we're 2 other people.
All right, so let's try this one right here. So let me tell me if you can hear it on your end on this one. Hold on one sec. All right, let's just see what's going on here. So we'll show. So you didn't see the one where we were showing this Weiner guy, the senator in San Francisco, talking about him knowing this guy, the Poppy.
No.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let's play this right now. Are you on right now?
But they shut off so sudden.
All right, hold on. We're gonna. You guys gotta be quiet for a minute. Talking on here. That's talking. Oh my God. All right, hold on. We're gonna We're going to play this one and see what you think. Hold on. I think I know what it was now. We didn't have the voice up. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, now it's working, isn't it?
Well, I don't do that.
All right, well, we're going to let you go and let us know what you think, okay?
Okay, I'll try it again.
All right, bye-bye.
Come on. Oh, oh.
I don't see anything moving. Should be. I don't know. That's just the test. We'll figure this out and we'll have it right. We're like I said, we're worse than the View, y'all. We can't even figure our shit out. We'll figure it out and we will make sure we get it right for you. All right. See you tomorrow. God bless each and every one of you. We got to get to work. We got calls.